see, which one is it? Just a second, here we go. Syllabus. All right. So do you see it? My screen?
Yes, I see it.
Great.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. So as soon as you come in, I think I just read the email from campus. They are experiencing some issues in IT. It's something to do with Microsoft, but hopefully it's not, not interrupting our Go view. Because it looks like some of those emails are not going through well. They said it's a nationwide. Hopefully they fix it. But anyway, so as soon as you enter this site on GoView, you have announcements, right? So that's something you need to watch out. Okay, hopefully every few days. Okay. It does not replace all those, contents or quizzes or assignment, but trying to provide some of those quick tips or important schedule and things like that. Okay. For example, here's the textbook. Right, this is our textbook, so that you can purchase or you can rent or whatever you like. And then we are using the AI package this semester. So that's what they call BoodleBox. BoodleBox, I don't know you like the name, but that's what they come up with. They stationed in California, of course, near the those hotspots. And we need to subscribe this. And I don't know whether you guys have successfully upgraded to semester access, which is four months of access. I think they end up paying $60. Either you can pay $15 per month or $60 at once. So if you couldn't get this price, I think you should contact them, or you can let me know. I can contact, see what's the issue, for example. Okay, so hopefully you successfully subscribe all this. Then you should, at this time, by this time you should be able to navigate and create some of those chats and how to create a fold and do the assignment 1. That's what we are trying to do with this BoodleBox. Later on, you're going to do your project using BoodleBox, because BoodleBox allow you to create your own customized generative AI, just like a, ChatGPT or Copilot. Looks like those kind of AI user interface. You can create your own. So that's the project that we're going to work on. So that's why we need this package. So that's the first item at the bottom of this announcement. Then I have a course plan. This is like course schedule, weekly schedule. So trying to provide all those items as accurate as possible, but there's a possibility I made a mistake in terms of typo or in terms of dates. I just mixed up. Could be, but if you see anything wrong, just let me know so that I can fix it. Okay. So that's our course plan for the semester. Then I think you went through this mandatory attendance quiz and introduction discussion board. So that was last week's. So each week I'm going to provide what, the dues that you need to do this week. For example, last week, Is this week? Yeah, this week. This weekend, assignment 1 will be due. That's 23rd. Then including this Teams meeting today. And same thing for next week, I'm going to provide, the dues that you need to work on for assignment, quizzes, whatever that you need to submit. Okay. So to watch out for the announcement. So, and also often I'm going to provide a video tutorial for the hands-on and other important items. For example, some video tutorial for Excel exercises or database exercise, other exercises you need to submit for the assignments. All right. And I may not give you all the links, but again, if you want to go to assignment, you go to assessment right there and you click assignment or quizzes. And if you want to see the grades, it's right there. And if you want to connect to the ProctorU so that you can schedule your Proctor exam, then you're going to click there, then you can log in. Or if this is first time, you need to sign up for the ProctorU account, for example. Okay. So we're going to have in terms of ProctorU, we'll have 2 ProctorU exam, the middle of semester, and the final will be ProctorU exam. Okay, I'm going to give you details, of course, and most likely multiple choices and few, probably just 1 or 2 long answer questions. So that's something I have in mind. All right. Any questions so far?
No?
We're good? All right. Okay, let's switch to, give me 1 second. Let me switch to the other window. This time it is about chapter 1. So I'm going to show a PowerPoint that posted on GoView. Let me know if the font is too small or something, okay? Because usually the Teams meeting screen is kind of not clear or too small, so maybe I want to just zoom in a little bit. But again, this is it's under chapter 1, so you can find the same PowerPoint. So it is about chapter 1. Chapter 1, just like any other courses, trying to introduce what we're going to do for this course. So obviously, it is about MIS, Management Information Systems, okay? And why information systems is important, and what are the information systems, and what are the strategic advantage of using information systems, and what are the outlook, what are the opportunities in information systems in terms of job placement and the out there in the industry, for example, okay? And also provide some of those strategic alignments. I think this comes up from management, marketing, what else? I think every disciplines in business, I think, talk about strategic advantage. So I don't think I want to talk about strategic advantages in terms of, the 5 forces in the market and things like that, because that's not, of course they are important, but it's not the core of the course that we're going to do in this information systems course. Of course, so we're going to, we need to align with those strategic advantage, but, other courses will I think it will do better job in terms of explaining, what those strategic advantages are. So But anyway, and think this, for example, this page talks about Moore's law and how this the beginning of information systems started. There's a little bit of history and all that. And I think Moore's law is kind of outdated because I think it started like 60s and 70s. Probably heard about it. Those semiconductor or chips, computer chips are develops quite rapidly. So it doubles, the power of those chips are doubles every 16 months or 18 months. But that I think is all the story now. We are talking about artificial intelligence, right? And it is not like chips will be developed or introduced every 18 months. It's more like the machine is learning by itself, right? So we don't have to worry about those chips anymore. But still, we need the chips in terms of GPU, CPU, and some sort of those accelerators so that AI can learn by themselves. But I think we're going to pass all those chips in very soon. I think it's in few years, I think we're going to pass that. So we're going to have to talk about beyond those Moore's law or other laws that talking about doubles and triples all those capacity. For example, the energy efficiencies, right? So we need to increase the energy efficiency dramatically. Otherwise, AI cannot take all those advantage of learning all those. So that's why we are expanding data center. You heard about data center all over the world is building here and there because it requires enormous amount of power for AI. And also they also talk about the latest chip architecture, of course, NVIDIA and Intel and other chip makers in Taiwan, Korea, and they are working on all those developing new chips as well as providing current chips, right? Current semiconductors. They need a GPU, CPU, and all that. So that's what's going on these days. And then, so I'm going to skip some of things on things that I think is not really important compared to others. And all those emerging technologies going on. So what are the skills that we need? Okay. What skills actually we need to develop, probably from this MIS course or other business courses. Right? I think one of the important skills is abstract reasoning. Okay, I think it more like abstract reasoning is more like analyzing out of all those data, massive data, so that you can come up with something new. You have massive data collected every day, but not the data itself, right? You're trying to find out what are some issues that we can identify from those data. It's like a hidden patterns that we can figure it out. For example, predicting, customers' behaviors out of massive data. And also we can create some mathematical models to forecast, from those massive data. That's basically what AI does, right? So those are some examples of skills that we need, rather than typical skills that we talk about, those collaboration skills or system thinking or writing skills or presentation skill. So abstract reasoning skill, I think, is something we need to develop from this kind of courses. Then also the chapter mentioned the job growth, in the future. So this is out of Bureau of Labor Statistics. They produce these statistics every year, and obviously IS, MIS area, the growth rate is pretty stiff compared to other job growth. As you can see, there's growth rate 1.7 and 1.8 for the future. I think this is a little bit outdated, and because it's 21 out of 21. And if you click this link, you should be able to see some latest one, I believe. And if you look at that, IS job growth is a little bit higher than kind of average growth rate. And other perspectives in terms of MIS related, this is about job placement. So information related jobs, I think this is what they're talking about, starting salary, okay? Starting salary of college graduate. And this is national average 71,000, management 65,000, accounting 64,000, finance 70,000. So, the job in terms of benefits and salary, I think you can take advantage of, if you look at this statistics. But I didn't put the engineering and computer science because they say way ahead of other fields. So I don't want to put those figures. I think you already knew those figures. Same thing if you compare with the liberal arts, there's a lot of differences. So that's why you're seeing all, latest shift from high school students. They going for business degree or engineering degree, computer science degree, so they understand what's going on. So I think that's the one of the advantage of looking at MIS area as well. So I'm going to skip some of this, and in terms of MIS itself, definition, right? Talk about process information systems itself. I think they're talking about hardware and software, and also talk about information, including data, so data and database. So to me, information systems are using hardware, software, telecommunication to create, collect, then you sometimes distribute or reuse, right? So that's what happens in the market. But those things happening in the organizational setting, okay? It's not likely happening in individual. It can happen, but usually information system referred to as those things that are created in organizational setting, okay? So I think that's my definition of information systems. So combination of those key elements like people, hardware, software, data, of course including database, and telecommunication. I think some people call it network, but telecommunication are important elements. So this is what I was talking about, strategic, importance in business. Meaning that we need to align whatever you're doing, information systems, to the core of strategic issues of the organization, okay? So again, this comes from management, marketing, finance, every, business discipline out there. So probably heard about competitive forces, bargaining power forces. So one thing I want to talk about is in terms of, let me see where. I want to talk about then what exactly we are talking about strategic advantages using IS or IT, and what are the examples, right? So here's some of my examples. And again, the issue is you're trying to be competitive in the market, but we need to use information systems or information technology, okay? And one of them is business alliances. And the second, loyal customers, so that you can make your customers loyal to your brand, right? Proprietary technology, okay? Like creating your patents, right? It's like Apple. Apple have hundreds of, patent they keeping with their customers, so that they can take advantage of it. You look at all those lawsuits involved in Apple's, Microsoft, Amazon, all those companies because of their proprietary technology, because that's one of their strategic advantages in the market. And the other thing is cost effectiveness, meaning cost savings. At the same time, profit maximization, right? So that's another way to competitive, right? You want to minimize the cost, maximize the profit, of course, by using information technology or systems. And the other is improve customer satisfaction. That's another one, so that you can be really in the lead in the market. Okay, there are so many examples. For example, I just talk about Apple and Amazon, but when it comes to business alliances, so many companies, even though they're in different sectors, they have a business alliances, like Uber, for example. Uber with Spotify, they integrate the music streaming with Uber writing experience. Right? So virtually so many companies are trying to do these alliances, even though they're in different sectors of the business. Apple, of course, Apple does a lot of alliances with credit cards or, those payment system. So Apple Pay with MasterCard, Apple Pay with American Express. I think you see all those examples as well. So that's what the strategic advantages are, importance in information systems and information technology. So I think that sums up this chapter 1, which is kind of introduction, as well as strategic importance of information systems. And same thing as other chapters or other modules, I'm going to bring up some important content, important concepts, so that I can lay out what we need to focus on. So any questions about this at all?
No.
So are we good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So anything at all? Questions, comments, problems? Good?
Dr. Park, could you
Yes.
maybe on assignment 1 on the, I don't know, I want to skip ahead on the generative AI, the intro to generative AI. Maybe could you explain that assignment a little bit, and actually how many sections are? I'm trying to go through it, but I want to make sure I'm getting everything, I guess.
I think there's only one section. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not multiple sections. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. They used to have a multiple section. I think they only have a pretty much integrated section. So
Okay.
anything else? But in terms of you want to summarize, I mean, is that the same question? No, that's the just screenshot and then you kind of summarize it, right? According to those prompts, right? So yeah, I was thinking the other questions, but anything else? So anytime, you know, you have an issue where you don't understand and you need a clarification, just let me know, okay? And just rather than spending hours by yourself, just let me know first so that I can help you quickly. All right.